Hey guys, welcome back. Today I've got a 94 Honda Civic here. It's got an H22 engine swap, naturally aspirated on Hondata S300. The guy got it from HMO. He just finished the whole swap up, so we're just gonna go ahead and get it all running right for him. And yeah, let's see how it goes. All right guys, let's do this. So we'll just back everything kind of out, you know, just we don't want to start where it's already rock start out, you know. So you just don't know where stuff is. You can see where you were playing with fuel, just taking it out. This blue line, like you have in the middle, is always the bridge to the upper cells, but you can see like these cells are overlapping and things like that. So that makes stuff just kind of a mess, you know. Yep, so we'll go and fix all that up too. Tech ones are just kind of whatever. Go back in the parameters, so you know, if it had a different map sensor on it, we'd change it there. Just disabled there. The action control stuff, the revenue stuff back there might change as we go. See what it feels like, and then like the TPS, you know, we set it. Yeah. You have this around 60 just so when you're cruising it doesn't bop, 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 bop. Come in and out of VTEC. So your launch control right now, you already got it on, it's set at 5,000 or 4,000 RPM, shut off at 5 mile an hour. So that's all stuff you play with. These injectors stock are 310s. So we're really a 326, but they always call them 310s. So these trims here are just going to be whether, you know, let's say in the winter it's, you know, you're cranking, you're getting frustrated.
Because I was going to tell you, I'm trying to do away with my idler control valve.
Okay.
So I know it's probably going to have a hard start in the cold.
So basically all the idle motor does when it's cold is just raises the idle. Right. So you'll do that with your foot to a point. I usually, when I get rid of the idle motor, I'll set the blade with the little jam nut and deal, and usually what you can do is come to this display while it's live. Yeah. So it's live right now, so you can see what it's doing. Right. You can see it's 0. So I'm usually around 3%. Okay. Is where they'll idle pretty good. So I'll like leave this open, and I'll just turn that screw until it stays.
The idle screw?
It's not the idle screw itself, not the bleed screw, but there's a jam nut for the blade.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
raise that
also. So raise that blade until you see the 3%, and then jam nut it and see how it idles. Okay. Yeah, and you may play all the way up to 6%. It depends what the car wants. Okay. And you'll know pretty quick. But that's how I do it. Like I said, I'll pick somewhere in the middle, so like maybe a 13.1, so 1.56 will be in the middle there, and then you know, we could even back the volts down underneath this area, so we can put that 5 volt there at like 3.12, so we get the 16 airfield, because if we're past that, we're right. And the number, so 1.56 was 13.12. Well, it gave me 1.57 as the volt, and it wouldn't go to 6, you know. So I just made it 13.13, so it may just be a little whatever, but close enough. Move that to open loop until we get the wideband actually doing what we want it to do. Yeah, you just want to make sure your number's all right in order to do that. And like that's why, like over here, I'll have the short-term trims, and I just kind of watch that, and I just throw it into the nap wall. You can see where that one was. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see,
that's the top line, you know?
No, I hear you. Yeah, I see that.
So.
Right.
Well, it just means when, like, you know, it goes past them, it actually
consistent.
Yeah, it wouldn't be smooth. It'd buck and it'd do things. Right. And then she's like a champ. So then we can jump over to the other map again and see what we did. You know, so now we can see what we had to give it. So then we'll just start making stuff accordingly, like what needs to be. It starts to give you a picture as you go. And I also use these 2D graphs just because it's definitely gives you a little easier way to look at it. Like 3D works, but it's, you know,
Right, yeah, no,
it's
like
harder
a TV
to
better.
it's harder to manage. Yeah,
it's easier to read.
Yeah, and honestly, what we do here at the end should start to look like what the dyno graph looks like.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Okay, just kind of build up. And...
Yeah. All right. Check the timing and then start tugging on it.
And my car was sitting right in front of the apartment complex. I'm like, I ran inside. I'm like, Ted, you messed with my car last night? No, man, it's not out there. I'm like, oh, you have no idea where it is. They found it down in Wash Park. It's sitting out in front of the apartment complex. Didn't touch nothing. Nothing.
Just needed a ride.
That's what it sounds like. It was like on E.
Yep. Yeah, it was on E and got in. Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much it's on joyriding. Then I got it back and it sat in the garage. Well, it's been sitting for a year. I mean, I just put the intake manifold, throttle body, the shifter, and the linkage and everything in. What? A month ago? A month ago, and it's just been chilling, man. It's been saving to come up here so you can do your magic on it, man. So
should be good. What a deal! Crazy stories that come out of these cars. That's just wild. Pump gas. I'm super struggling on the top.
Yeah. Stopped going anywhere up top. It almost seems like it's off timing.
It's timed out. I mean, it timed out with the gun. On the top, it just seemed like I'm fighting through something. Like drag.
Yeah. Yeah, Shane, grab me the yellow nut driver. Struggling on top. The one thing we've seen sometimes is these filters get pushed back onto the pipe. So it just... Doesn't seem like it was in too far, but...
Feels like I'm, you know what I mean, that the load is...
The only other thing I see is there's no check valve on the brake booster.
But the
map's not going weird.
It's not, but it does have a new cat on it too.
That's got a cat?
Make sure not melted.
So I took the intake filter off.
Yeah.
So we should be able to hear if it's popping back through there, if it's the cat, right?
Well, it's hard to say. It just feels like a real hard struggle on the top.
Like you're hitting the wall.
Well, and it looks like it just comes into VTEC and goes flat.
Yeah.
It's like it's choked or... Yeah, that's why, I mean, I'm out at 66, 6800.
How hard is it to detach the cat?
The cat is welded to the midsection, so it's just the 2 bolts from the header and then 2 bolts where the S-pipe pins.
Okay, let's try it once with the filter off and see if that helps anything, and then do you want to unbolt the cat maybe?
Yeah. 3 days ago, spent $110 on that cat.
Well,
it's definitely 2.5 inch out.
Just gotta check. I mean, kind of just gotta check because I definitely feel like I'm hitting a wall. Like the stuff I have going on, and we should see increases, not.
Right.
So basically when it hits VTEC right here,
yeah,
it just goes flat.
Yeah.
And usually that's where you see it start climbing.
Like we're trying to push through a straw right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. It's like you're pushing through a straw.
So now on these MagnaFlow cats, so it's universal and they don't have directional flow on these cats. So we just put it on. I mean,
yeah, no, they're not directional. They're the same.
Strap real quick, jack it sideways.
Do you want to try it once with the filter off or no? I don't think the filter was doing any of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 bolts, we can just connect that real quick. See if that makes a difference.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Jack up sideways, unbolt it.
Yeah, when we just got to unbolt the front and just push it away. Like we're not driving. Yep. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Those ramps are hot.
So hot.
okay.
Hot potato. All right, so we dropped the exhaust. Now we're gonna figure out if this thing's breathing or not. So let's get this thing all fired up and try to make something happen. At least get an idea if it's exhaust or what have you. All right, I just gotta get the ECU here. Come back to life. Just locked up. All right, let's roll. Worse, man. Worse.
Less. Even less.
Yeah.
Do we have an oil pressure gauge? Think it's maybe something with VTEC?
No, but I'm kind
of
of feeling that too.
What's that?
I'm feeling what you're saying.
Maybe just turn VTEC way up and see if it pulls through the low cam a lot farther.
It just feels like I'm fighting through something in here.
Yeah. Go way high. Like go like 65.
Yeah, that's what I was
see if it
thinking.
just pushes.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
It really feels like a struggle.
Yeah.
Next is I think we just have to check the ignition timing.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay.
Let's check the timer.
Okay. Let it cool off for a second. We'll do that. All right, so we've set it at top dead center right now. Brent's pulling the valve cover off. We're gonna check physical timing on it since it's just acting so weird. Check physical timing, make sure everything in the head looks good. Go from there, see if we can find a problem. Whew. There is our problem.
Oh yeah.
Look how far off we are.
That's a time. That's
So yeah, check it.
Jump time.
yeah, that's TDC, then we're way off.
Yeah. So the crank is set at TDC right now, and we're 1, 2, 3, 4 teeth up
yeah, but
on
it's
the.
like the bottom because these ones look together. Here's your up arrow, here's your up arrow.
Yeah,
Dude,
so we're
that
off
or
on the
that
crank.
Or that is off, and our whole timing set is off.
Yeah,
Only
which
way-
that would make sense.
Well, we can check this. Pull that. We gotta pull that.
The whole cover off and check the physical timing.
Yeah.
See if our mark's right over there.
These the flywheels pinned to go on one way too because
They are pinned to go on one way, unless it's an
Pins
aftermarket.
removed.
Yeah, and it's an aftermarket flywheel, so it's totally possible.
It's totally possible that they didn't use the
I
pin.
can see the mark on it for
Yeah.
sure, and that's lined up. And those
So,
are 3 teeth off.
H flywheels are pinned, but the aftermarket flywheel, if the pin didn't get put in, it could have gotten put on off a little bit. Yeah. So we got cover 1 coming out.
Yeah, a little tight in the Civic.
Yeah. Come on, you're used to CRXs.
Brent's only like 3.5 minutes in.
Not even.
And then where is the mark?
Yeah, I gotta pull the.
You got to pull the cover off to get to them.
It's definitely.
Yeah, that needed a couple ugga-duggas, I think.
It might be on. Look at the keyway.
Where's the keyway?
Not straight up.
Yeah.
So the mark on the flywheel.
The mark on the flywheel, so it might be the pin. So we're just ignition timing off then.
I'm gonna put this back in. I'm gonna mark real quick where that keyway is and then put it up.
Sean, you want to watch the cam gears?
I'm gonna watch the cam gears.
Okay.
Alright, that's the cam gears. So tell me what you got down here.
Down here we are facing like one o'clock.
Straight up, yeah.
Yeah.
We pull this number 1 plug and just double check too. Double check all the plugs.
Yeah. So we might be off a tooth on the crank, but
I don't think we are.
I feel young.
I can pull it off, but I don't think we are.
Okay.
But I will check it because I don't want to do it again.
If it is pinned and they did cut it proper, that would to me that should look
keyway's straight up too. I mean, the keyway looks like it's the right spot.
Yeah.
It feels like something seasoned. Is the feeling I got. You know, like when you're driving, it's something locking up.
yeah.
6FIX11.
Well, do you see any sparkles in the oil up here?
Just about got this.
You want me to just put 4554s? Got the 22.
Yeah, we got some 60. Yeah.
Well, you know, I was wondering if it was off because when they delivered my motor, the pellet broke and they dropped the motor, dude. Like I had to call HMO that said cracked my intake manifold, busted my distributor housing off, and all kinds of shit. So I'm like, well, I'm thinking, I wonder if it's up a tooth or something in that process.
Yeah. There's a lot that could have happened.
Alright, that's all good.
Okay, the lash is good. So now we can put the valve cover back on and I can do the timing off the gears.
Yep. Try this all again. So yeah, so it's a super strange feeling. So when I'm in the car, it feels like I'm just, it's almost like something's binding up or locked up. Like I'm trying to drive through something, so it's just lifting. It's just.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready too. Let's try to sync this again.
Both ready? Lock.
let's advance that then.
Timing's out.
What's up?
Timing's out.
Yep.
16, huh?
We're demanding 16 and it's only at 11.
Oh yeah, that is
So it's 5 degrees for retarded.
Yeah.
All right, can we check the oil too?
Yeah, we can do that.
Check the oil. I'm still wonder if we should check the VTEC screen too, where it's got heat in it. It's a little hot. Something is struggling. Like I can feel. Okay, so look, come here. Watch when it idles real low. The light comes on.
Oil pressure light. The oil pressure light comes on right when it tries idling, and then it dies.
Could be a pump, but it could be starting to do something. Cause I feel like something's just fighting. I mean, our curve now looks normal, but it's just, you know, 100 horse less. To me, it feels like I'm locking up, or it feels
like it's eating
bound up.
itself.
That's why I was wondering if the train had oil in it, because the main shaft bearing's locking up.
And turning it over by hand, there was a spot where it was rough. And you turn it, you know, when we were going through the valve lash, I'm turning it over.
Yeah.
There's a spot that is pretty rough.
80, 90 horse down, you know?
Yeah. It'd at least be worth pulling the pan, pulling some rod bearings, and checking them.
Number 3 main is where I was checking.
Yeah. And it's all stuff you can do in the car to check. You don't have to pull the motor. Get it up in the air, drain the oil, pull the pan. You can pull a couple rod caps. You can pull the main journal there and check the number 3 main bearing. It's all worth checking out before we keep going and driving it. And
So what do you guys recommend we do? You guys tell me. You guys
I'd do what we said, pull the pan, check some bearings.
Well, whatever you guys find, we'll support.
Okay.
You know,
Cool.
I'll help you get up hold
Okay.
on the cheap.
Cool.
This is not the situation that's ideal. At all.
Yeah,
It
definitely not.
feels like
Because this is
there's
my
something-
daily driver, so
Yeah, it feels like there's something.
holding you back. All right. Well, I guess we'll put it on the trailer and I'll take it home. And one weekend I'll pull the pan off and check the grill and everything and see where we're sitting.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and call it there. Felt like it was gonna lock up or something was gonna happen, so rather than hurting it, we just stopped and ended it there. So we'll get back on it as soon as they find out what happened and try it again.